It gave me goosebumps. I was so happy that it was over with.
Mike Garwick, an Army veteran who was based at Fort Lewis, is one of about 70 Pierce County veterans who recently got a slice of justice in the mail, a check for back pay, wages for factory work their former employer, The View, shorted them.
I'm happy with what I've got now. It changes my life.
How many of you feel like you've been lied to by Rosemary Hibbler?
I do.
These are some of the veterans who sued The View and its former operations manager, Rosemary Hibbler. In 2019, they told us when payday came around, instead of checks, Hibbler gave them excuses. How many of you are frustrated at how long it's taken to try to get paid back?
I'm very frustrated.
And these veterans couldn't afford missed
I used
paydays.
to sleep right down there on this side.
For 3 decades, The View gave homeless veterans like Garwick stable housing, job skills, and employment.
This is our full-face mask.
That mission started to unravel when Rosemary Hibbler, a veteran herself, was hired to take over. A King 5 investigation found while the workers' paychecks were bouncing, Hibbler, who had complete control of the finances, routinely took home extra. In 4 years at the helm, she should have collected $240,000 in wages, but bank records show she paid herself in cash and wire transfers 3.5 times that at $850,000. And we found Hibbler used The View's debit card for things like gas, dinners out at restaurants such as Stanley and Seafort's, and to gamble. Financial documents show she spent nearly $200,000 of the veterans' money inside Pierce County casinos.
I'm an American. I'm a human being. I'm one of God's creatures. How can you treat people like that? And sit on a stool at the casino.
Are you stealing from The View? No. Hibbler denies any wrongdoing. In this interview 3 years ago, she blamed their financial troubles on previous management. Are you familiar with any of these withdrawals at the Macaw Casino?
Where did you get this? Because this is our files that's missing.
But it sounds like you're more interested in how I got this than my question, which is, are you taking The View's money and
No, I
using
did
it to
not
gamble?
take View's money and using it to gamble. That's the answer to that question.
Our investigation sparked the state attorney general's office to take over the nonprofit, something they'd never done in state history.
Ms. Hibbler, can I please talk to you?
At the end of 2019, we were there as AG investigators swarmed The View's offices in University Place. They changed the locks, hauled out boxes of documents, and removed Hibbler and the 2 board members left at the organization. The View's mismanagement left many of the veterans, including 65-year-old Wallace Pruitt, back out on the streets.
No roof over your head, you know, very little money. Ain't nothing special.
He lived in his car for a while.
Let's run.
Now he's in an apartment with his dog, and the $7,500 from the lawsuit means he can pay off long-standing debts.
That feels good. Get all that debt behind you. Because that's just like a big weight on your shoulders, you know? Because you can't do nothing unless you got good credit.
65-year-old Walter Hamilton also lived in his car for months. With the $6,000 from the lawsuit, he's paying off credit cards as well.
After being homeless and after all the trials and tribulations over the last, say, 3 years for me, I feel like it's kind of a reward, for making it through.
My bunk's right here.
And Mike Garwick, he ended up in the Tacoma Rescue Mission. At 64, he now has his own apartment, and with his $13,000 settlement, he's planning to realize a lifelong goal.
I'm going to buy a car. I'm tired of riding the bus. I got a valid driver's license, but just never been able to afford a car. And now I can.
So what's happened to Rosemary Hibbler? Nothing. She's never been arrested or charged for activities connected with The View. Despite numerous state and federal investigations,
This is Rosemary with Inside Out.
she's living in Alabama and, according to her website, collecting donations to combat homelessness and poverty among veterans.
Our first donation of 2022. I'm so very excited.
The money always comes in handy, but I'd give all the money back in a heartbeat, just to know that this woman has finally gotten locked up.
She deserves to be prosecuted. She's stealing money from veterans.
And many people have asked about that very thing. Why wasn't Rosemary Hibbler arrested or charged with a crime? The Attorney General's office has had a criminal investigation open for several years, but they say they haven't been able to get any cooperation from The View's former board members. And that is what they say they need to prove that she shouldn't have been using the charity's money for her own personal gain. The veterans, by the way, are suing those board members to try to get the remainder of the wages owed to them. I'm Susanna Frame in the newsroom.